All right, before we get started on the recruiting and Be a Scout, we've got a little extra presentation we need for one of our scouters to finish up his wood badge project. So Rob, you want to come give us the story?
I'm just staying from here. So Dustin is our assistant cub master for the pack, and Dustin wanted to help our scouts be able to afford scouting much easier than what we were able to do through Popcorn. And so he's got a little presentation on some fundraising that he's managed to find, and some things are a little different. At least one of them I've never heard before until we found it. They found it.
Cool deal. Miss Sharon?
So wherever you're comfortable.
Really be comfortable with my truck at home.
An awful lot of TikTok videos get made in the
I also should
town.
add that I kind of pushed him to this ticket because I knew how much he loved talking in front of people.
Great. Alright, my name is Dustin McInnes. I am with Pack 226 and now 76, the troop with Rob. So unfortunately, Rob suckers me into a lot of things. If y'all know Rob, that happens a lot.
You always say no.
I used to.
Yeah, that don't work. So I got 2 kids in scouting. I also have 2 daughters in dancing, and my other son is in sports. So limited funds available to me.
Right.
All the time in the world, limited funds. So when I did Wood Badge, my thing was how can I pay for scouting and activities and stuff. So fundraising. So as I know, all we do is Popcorn is a big district. So I know other packs and troops do little small things, but nobody has a big idea of anything for the whole district. So I came up with some ideas myself. Rob helped with some ideas, and I got some information together. So everybody knows the popcorn routine. We're just finishing that up. Another one Rob suggested to me was the Christmas wreaths. I'm sure y'all have all done that for Sherwood Farms. Nonprofit. Best time to run is in September through October. They do have specific deadlines to determine the delivery date. Can do a show and sell, can do an order form, basic like that. Another one y'all might be familiar with is the meat sticks. Through Country Meats. I am a collision repair guy, so I deal with tool trucks and stuff like that. So one of my tool vendors actually sells a different brand of meat sticks. It is 10 times better tasting than the Country Meats.
What's the brand?
The brand is Wenzel Farms. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They do wholesale to a nonprofit. You'll be able to buy that wholesale. So with the Wenzel Farms, they don't have anything pre-made like Country Meats does, so they don't have any order forms or anything like that. There you go. So they don't have anything pre-made, so no order form, so you would have to design all that yourself. Either do a storefront or a take-home order sheet to sell. Basically, they're about the same price as Country Meats. Tastes a whole lot better in my opinion. We actually had a little round table when I brought it up, and everybody loved the Wenzel Farms. They're about $1.78 per 2 ounce wholesale. So you get 2 sticks in one package. They're an ounce a piece. And my guy that I buy them for, he sells them for $3 a stick. And the Country Meats are about 75 cents per 1 ounce wholesale and $1.50 suggested retail price. So about the same price. So we had that. So the next one I had found, and I have actually did this one through a school. Yeah, this is cool. And it was a Coca-Cola fundraiser. don't know if anybody's ever seen a fundraiser through Coca-Cola. When my son was in kindergarten or first grade, the school had a Coca-Cola fundraiser. So what they do is they take they take their products and they discount them to you to sell, and they also, it's a discounted product towards the consumer. That I have I emailed Courtney Krause. She is the business development manager for the local Coca-Cola warehouse. So what it is you basically pre-sell the product using an order form. Payment for goods are collected at time of delivery. They need about 2 weeks advance notice of when you want the products delivered. Money is paid directly to the delivery driver, so you don't have to mail checks or anything like that, wait for it to clear. Pays directly to him. There's no limit on how much can be sold. The only thing they ask technically is it's not for resale.
Right.
So you can't sell to an existing Coca-Cola business.
How are their rules or whatever, like if you were to do, like say if you did your son is in sports, you go do his baseball game. Are they funny on that? When you say
I
no
would assume
resale?
so, because they're, a lot of times the sporting events already have
Yeah, they
a
already have a
contract
deal, but
with-
if they didn't,
I would
any
see
idea?
why
I
not.
thought it said you shouldn't resell.
Right,
Right,
you
that's what I'm
typically
just-
should not resell.
just don't resell it all.
Yes.
This is for delivery to an end person.
Correct. Family functions,
Right.
Christmas, Thanksgiving would be a great time, 2 weeks prior to each one. I would think Easter, big holidays maybe, would be the best.
Tyrone, for the same event, Coke is always very helpful with signage,
Correct.
right? So if you're doing a fundraiser or something like that,
Right.
you may be able to ask Coke for signs. And
They do have the
they'll help you with
pre-made
that.
order forms already.
No, I mean, they'll do big vinyl signs
Yeah, right, correct, that too.
at no cost for you.
Right. So they offer special pricing, like I said, on select Coke products. It's not just Coke, it's Coke, Dr. Pepper, anything they sell basically almost. I don't know if you can get one up. I have them in my email.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, don't think so. Hell no. They try.
So normally on the products, it says you make a $5 to $6 per product profit on everything. So what I looked at is typically the Coke you buy it for you sell it for $24.
There's your banner, the Trenton High School banner.
The Coca-Cola, it's 20-ounce bottles for $24, and you get 20 of them in a case. 24 in a case. So it's basically $1 bottle to the consumer, and they charge you $17.50 or $45 a quarter, something like that. So you make a nice little profit.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, any questions? And if anybody needs any information, I have her contact information.
So maybe if you do a Pinewood Derby or something, if you've got a big pack and Pinewood Derby's gonna be 2 or 3 hours long.
Correct. So I have all Courtney's information. I'll be happy to share that. Winslow Farms, you just go to their website. They have a wholesale area with prices and everything like that. They do sell more than the meat sticks. They sell jerky, all kinds of cured ham products and everything like that. Sausages, gift boxes, things like that.
Which one is the least work, and which one did we not select in the survey?
We actually did a
Which don't
survey
you
with
do
our
again?
pack. Only got about 14 of the adults to click on the survey. In my opinion, the Coca-Cola would be the easiest one to run with that. For some reason, the parents, without all the information, selected the meat sticks, which would be a whole lot of work.
But maybe,
It's
you
also
know,
world's finest chocolate too, yeah.
I mean,
My
if you
son
do the
sold
meat
it.
sticks once, you probably,
Right.
you know, it's
To me-
hard the first time.
Yes,
That's cool.
to judge your product and everything like that. You do have to buy in bulk, so I mean, you don't know how much you're gonna sell and get stuck with it.
Right.
You could go outside of a store, do a little store pop-up or anything like that.
Or do the pre-sale like we do on popcorn.
Correct.
These are our choices, here's a picture,
Right.
how many, these are the prices,
Right.
then make the order. So yeah, it's definitely more work, but once you get the process down,
Yeah, once you get the process, it
it
should.
probably wouldn't be nearly as bad the second time.
Right.
The Cut Pack out of Central did the meat sticks and they sold out in a matter of no time, put a second order.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, with the Coca-Cola, they drop it off to a specific destination. And to me, you just have them drop off and then you schedule your parents or whoever to come pick up right after they drop off.
That's
And that would be easy peasy. You keep your profit, you just pay the delivery driver whatever he's made, so. Any other questions? That's it, I am done. That was it?
Nice.
Tyrone, we have another council fundraiser that's flashlights, right?
The Harbor Lights. So, and also hopefully next year we'll have camp cars also too. So the Harbor Lights we have, camp cars, hopefully and popcorn. So that's the Harbor Lights.
And
So-
What about doing, the knives?
Yeah.
One year, there was somebody that did, knives.
Yeah, and that was, that was just 1 year, but the Harbor Lights are a really good fundraiser. The Showa is knocking it out of the park with the Harbor Lights. And they're good, they charge everything, even when we go through a storm, they're still charging. You know, they solar charge, but they're real good. I mean, hopefully that the whole council get into it, but the Showa, I mean, they knocked it out the park.
We can still do this? Hybrid lights right now, or?
Right now, we only got a few left, closing everything out.
Alright,
But hopefully, you know, we get more for next year that everyone jumps on board with it. Because it's just like popcorn, you do it right, you can do it show and sell. You know, a lot of the show units, they do it show and sell. And they do it just like the popcorn, you know.
so it's we're doing it as the council is buying them and the units then get them from the council?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
same way.
there was also an order form, at least the first year we did it, we could do kind of a take home, get an order form, and it was a shipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the previous page mentioned an online,
Yeah.
you know,
online,
you could do an online store
Right.
basically.
I can't say enough how bright these things are.
They awesome.
And don't give the headlight to Cub Scouts,
Do not, do not.
okay?
They're awesome. I think a lot of people just got to see it. You can't think of it as just like a regular flashlight, because it's not a regular flashlight.
And it does charge your phone, it won't
Right,
charge
charge
it
your phone.
fully, but, you know.
Oh, it's LEDs. Yeah, no wonder they're bright, yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
And the solar panel does charge it during the day, if you leave it out, it will charge it for the day, so.
Charge. But we'll look more into it, hopefully more units will jump on board. Because
So,
like I said, with popcorn, everybody knows popcorn, we got harbor lights, we got the LSU parking, you know, and hopefully we'll have camp cars, I think Michael wanted that too. So we're trying to find ways that the units, when it's charter time, they gotta go to camp, or high adventure, that you have the funds. Cause like when we do recruiting, you might have, that should be all the time, that family paid. The rest, nothing should come out your pocket. If you use everything we have, you know,
So this is a national program, is that right?
no, it's through, I think Michael's friends with the guy.
Okay,
And it's through, you know, just every council don't do Harbor Lights, you know, but I know, Lake Charles, us, I know we doing it.
so how did the word get out that Neshoba jumped on this? Any
Well, we've
idea?
been doing it, this is probably about the third or fourth year we've been doing it.
Yeah,
And
we've been doing
everybody
it.
tried it, but Neshoba keep rolling with it, you know, they keep rolling with it. So we just got to get the word out. Cause like Rob was saying, it's just not a regular light, flashlight, you know? And I think that's what a lot of people think is regular, but it's not.
And they've got multiple choices
Oh, multiple
on
choice,
different
yeah.
kinds of units at different prices.
Yeah, different price choice. I think the packet with everything is like $300 with everything.
So I will tell you a funny story about this. So went to my dad, had
Okay,
it shipped. So he gets the tracking number, and you're watching the flashlight went to Hawaii. Left out of continental United States, went to Hawaii, and then got shipped back to New Orleans to get to his house.
yeah.
So their shipping may not be the
Right.
best in the world, but
But he got it, huh?
Yeah.
Right,
just in time for
right.
item.
Just a time for item.
It's cool stuff, it's
Bless you.
Thank you.
Cool, okay, so lots of fundraisers, a couple of other ideas, you know, I mean, we do say scouting can be expensive, but we've got options to help that.
Right.
And we just gotta keep talking about that, and, you know, Peter, you've got 90 slots,
nice.
is light, and, you know, we've got 15 filled.
Right.
So that's 75 people who can get $60 for a half day's work, and it's not bad work. It's a little rough once it's, you know, when it's 95, but, you know, since it never rains in Tiger Stadium, you don't ever get wet.
No.
It doesn't rain in Tiger
But the
Stadium.
parking's outside.
See, now here y'all gotta bring it down. You know, I had it going that you'd never get wet.
This game, we get a bonus, we get off at 5:30 instead of 7:15.
Right. So really, you know, every option we can promote these, it's good for everyone. You know, we're doing a little community service, you know, and what we do is valued. You know, getting people in the right spots. LSU values it, I know. About a third of the people who come in value it. Some of them don't. But they understand why we're there. But, you know, the option is, there are many options to help pay scouting bills. Recharter, be a scout. So this came up just, you know, total, we were talking in the back, you know, who's gotten the email, whatever. I've been an ASM in my unit for 15 years. And, you know, we all have the number of adults being willing to volunteer go down. So it's okay. You know, I'm one of 3 or 4 committed ones. So, you know, y'all put me wherever on the paper you need to put me. So I get the email, or I started getting some emails and then back getting them as district commissioner. So we had the discussion the other day of what's the right stuff in the online recruiting for people that are just coming out of nowhere. And same sort of thing, if you're not on the right list, where does it go? Who does what with it? So there's a couple, back in the summer, it used to be Brian on Scouting, and now I think it Aaron on Scouting or however they call it. But a document here we can send out with a couple of of points on it. But the point is, all of our units should be properly represented on this because it's a no-brainer. You do it one time and it's the way the public can find you. We talk about we need national, doing some promotions and things like that. Well, this is one small version of that.
And I don't think we utilize it enough.
Right, we don't. So you want to be a scout. So make sure you've got your key 3 listed. Make sure your key 3 looks at it. Make sure someone does something.
And make sure that all your information is correct.
Right. There were on the Aaron on Scouting, a couple of, they had a couple of different suggestions of information you may or may not want to put there. With Cubs, you may not want to put time and place that you meet.
Because it could be different for each
Right.
bank.
That may be something just from a protection standpoint, you want to be careful what you do. Older scout programs, you may be a little bit more comfortable doing that. But, so you've got the spot, who to contact, phone number, email. So it's on your My Scouting. If you're one of the key 3, you have access to this. If none of your key 3 do, then you got the wrong key 3 listed.
Right.
So that's a different thing to fix.
And then you should be able to create a login
Right.
and be able to fix it.
So, it's got your key 3 listed. So anytime, under unit pin, anytime someone pops on you, all 3 of you
Get an email.
should get an email to say, okay, go look. You've got the spots to put in, some other sites, some, Facebook links.
There he is, number 1.
Right.
Look at number 1. He got number 1.
Because it's our zip code.
And then, but in order for this to work, your stuff's gotta be
Right. The stuff's got to be there, and someone needs to look at it. Right now,
And this needs to be checked.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and both of those that you want to publish yourself there, because probably by default, that's a no. And you want to allow people to apply.
You don't have to have them apply online. You can just, request more information. You'll just get an email asking for more information. You can then do a paper application if wanted.
Yeah, when they request more information, they show up on your invitation manager.
Right, they
Right.
get on the invitation,
And you
man.
can send them a link too, if they request more information, you talk to them, and you decide you want them to apply. You can send them a link from the invitation manager, just fill out the
Yeah, right.
application, y'all can approve it right there.
Right.
I know that's been a godsend for a lot of my units, it's just being able to open that up and one of the key 3 can just accept. There it is.
Right, so, the whole paper thing, we really have a way to not use the whole paper thing that works pretty well.
The biggest problem is you can't collect your unit dues through this. They can only pay their nationals and stuff.
Right.
Council stuff. So if you need unit dues from them, you have no mechanism to collect them unless you go to them. And so that's why online is off for me, because I won't accept anybody if they're not gonna pay their unit dues. I can't afford that.
So how could you deal with that before you send the invitation.
Well, I'm just saying, online allows them to pay online, but it only allows them to pay national and the council.
Right,
Doesn't allow-
but you don't have to send them an invitation until,
Right.
and sure,
Right.
it's trustworthy, right? That they may not pay you.
And that's more important for the cut pack than,
And you can turn off
Yeah,
that apply now
that's-
option.
yeah.
so.
But that is a good point. You need to be prepared to deal with that somehow. Maybe you want to make the point of, look, first meeting you show up, this is what we've got to have. So your approval is kind of tentative until that. Or if you spread out, payments over, however you handle your unit payments, you need a way in here, in this process to deal with that.
And you have to approve them as well before they can actually be
Right.
registered.
So theoretically, you should be able to kind of get them pre-approved, have them come to a meeting, collect their unit dues,
And then approve.
and then approve their membership. So great point, Rob, to be prepared to deal with that.
just a thing to be aware of.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for that.
Especially with Cubs,
Right.
because it'd be like, I paid for it.
No, you only pay for part. So that's something to be very clear about. So maybe, before your invitation, in your first conversations with them, so Rob, do y'all have a unit one sheet?
Yeah.
So, send them the one sheet that lays all this stuff out. These are the things we need from you at the times. Here's money, here's what we expect from you, whatever your rules, your meeting schedule. You can do all of that stuff in advance. But yeah, that is a great point to bring that up. But even, just if you want to skip all that, just bare minimum, get your unit leaders right and enable it. And you don't have to allow them to join online, but at least
At least have the information.
have the information, a person they
And the
can
right
contact,
information.
and then make sure, between the three of your key three, that someone is doing something with them.
And see, the reason I brought this to our attention was because I had a parent, and I told y'all this the other night, that I had a parent reach out to my wife saying their kids wanted to join scouting. And they went to do the pin for this, for our troop, and no one got any information.
Right.
We have a new scoutmaster and a new committee chair. So our key three is all new. So all the information was being sent to somebody who's no longer involved with the troop. And so that's why I was like, whoa, we gotta get our hands on this. And I hadn't followed up with my troop yet, but I'm hoping they did it.
We could look it up right now.
Don't do it.
But actually, 70816-205 ought to come up. If I got it, I must have fixed 205.
You got it?
Yeah, I got one.
You got one. And y'all, with Cubs, this is especially important. If we're not beating down the doors in schools, this is the only way they know.
Right. They hear scouts somewhere, and, how to become a scout, at least National is getting this in the search engines to find it.
And I think we had a discussion a couple months back about if you log into the Struma Area Council website, it should say, you want to become a scout?
Right. So, the PAC one, I need to change the PAC one because Wesley's not involved anymore.
Right.
So, that one's on me, same thing. The troop, we might have okay.
Doesn't have contact.
Yeah, doesn't have a contact. Youth information.
So you can, so, okay, that's a good question.
I think if you submit that, it goes to the council office.
It does.
It goes to the invitation manager
So
and
then
through
if
the
it goes to
council
the
office.
council office, that's whenever you get the leads report from council.
Okay,
But you can do away with interfering.
yeah,
with
we
council
can skip the council
And
part.
go straight to you.
Yeah.
And you probably have a faster reaction time to jump on.
So that's me, yeah, I need to go fix both of those. Perfect example. One goes to someone who's not really involved and the other one goes through the council office. And so then we have, and I'm sure there are a lot like this. So that
I'm telling you,
means
there's a lot
Margaret
like
goes
this.
through
Y'all need to
and
find
has to
them.
sort these out. And look, this can be, it doesn't have to be your key three.
On everything.
Assign that, ask a parent to do that. Just go look
Monitor what?
and, go watch it and come up with a couple of, forms you can send to the interested party. And, it's not too hard to give a response.
Gmail will give you anything.
Go back up,
I mean, they'll give you anything.
contact Steve Kim,
That's for the pack,
that's for the pack, okay.
but it looks like we've been taken off. Because it should be Troop 478 should be next.
Right.
Yeah, let's see what 769 look like, y'all. Pull up BSA 769. I can guarantee that information is still.
Oh, you may be out of it. No,
No, I'm out of it because you're in wrong zip code.
no, we still, Troop 478 disappeared.
Mm-hmm. It's gone.
So maybe maybe their button isn't checked.
Was before. We didn't change it.
That's a great question. What happened
Which
to
means
it?
you gotta go check.
Right.
There's,
So there it is, there it is.
We're back.
78, look, there you are. 6.3 miles away. Look at that, Stephen Beatty right there.
Right there
With a phone number.
and everything.
what number you looking for?
769?
0769.
There it is.
There it is. Who is it? Do
Matthew
something.
Green.
Hey, oh, many people miss it.
You'll still
Right
got the website?
on.
You still got the website?
Got a website.
Yeah, I got a website. It works.
Just great.
Nice website.
Yeah, we're first class.
Yeah.
10 years or more.
Yeah, but we run like all of our advancement through Scout Book now, so. Look at that, 76.
And I know,
Is that right?
for
Good look, right.
a district person, certainly it would be another good step that if we know anyone interested in managing these at the recruiting at the district level, or not, we really don't even have to call it recruiting. It can be a very simple thing of just watch this for the district, get the emails, and if somebody asks for information, help them out. That's a pretty simple task, doesn't take a lot of time, so anybody comes up with anybody, hey, yeah, I've got, 5 minutes a week. Okay, you can probably do this in 5 or 10 minutes a week. Just this part, just this. I'm not saying recruiting.
Right. We're just talking about keeping up with pins.
Yeah, just keeping up with the pins. There's a couple of other tutorials out there. That one looked a little bit old, just on the date, but it may be,
It hasn't changed.
it may still be
So-
correct. Like, I didn't know if, they mentioned like you can put in a phone number and maybe select it, maybe not.
Yeah, that's the same,
Um,
because it's right here.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty much the same.
So not hard to do, plenty of tutorials. There's a whole unit, the first one on the left, really walks you through the whole process and all the different pieces and what you should expect in each one. And that one's a little bit more current, so I think it looks exactly the same. And it tells you, who you should expect to, who will be there by default, who can change things.
Position manager. And Jimmy, when we do the YouTube video, can we just have like a link to that?
Yeah, I can put links in the description.
Do
Yeah,
And
links-
each of these, notice each of these is a little video as well. So good instructions on how to do it. And like we talked about, you can delegate someone to do this
Right.
as your key three. So, that's an easy parent role of, hey, can some parent just go take care of this for us? Simple single task and take something off of, the key three.
My show up there won't do that.
Mine sometimes
Oh,
stop
there.
to let the kid out the car. Sometimes I throw my.
Then, it explains a little bit more like invitation manager. That's where inquiries from Be a Scout come into invitation manager. An email will give you the link for it when you get that.
Mama gotta go there.
You can also put someone in there manually. So if, Jason's, friend's asking his wife, okay, you can add that in there so that you can start tracking them and send them an invitation. You can generate QR codes out of it. Have y'all done the QR code job?
No.
In the
I know how to do them for.
I'm just curious if people think that's easier or,
For quick access from the
had-
phone, yeah.
I'd have to ask Kristen, but I think we had them for youth-to-youth recruitment cards. We have the QR codes, I think, I'm not sure. She'll probably tell me.
That's kind of brilliant. What, do the kids carry it around their phone and say?
Yeah, just it's a business card.
yeah, with the QR code printed on it. And yeah, want to join us, here's the
This is not the
cost.
first time y'all should be hearing this. I know I said this multiple times up in the front when I was in your position.
Well, I didn't go to meetings.
We didn't listen to you.
But no, yeah, we did have youth-to-youth cards with the QR codes on. So it just adds your emblem with the QR code, and the parents can scan it.
And anybody can grab that from the invitation manager, the QR code with request more information.
But it's unique to you, right?
Yes,
It's unique to your pack or
Yeah.
yeah.
it's unique to whatever you put as the web address. So like in his case, he can have go to their webpage,
Right.
Facebook page, or to here, It's wherever you want to put the QR code.
So that was kind of the point of, we've got lots of misunderstandings and, this is a no-brainer for,
Yeah, this is.
The
just-
general
this-
public
this
and-
housekeeping here.
if somebody's looking, here's how they find you. And, we're all, ultimately we're all recruiting for the program itself, right? So if the answer is somebody hits yours and they don't seem to be a fit, let me know.
I said that around.
Let some of us know. We'll find them a unit that makes sense for them. Don't, for sure, don't chase them off. If it doesn't seem to work for your unit, let's find them a unit that might work. Any other thoughts, questions,
Concern,
concerns?
problem.
Anything like that? But get your key three right in every place that you can.
Yep.
Because
It makes a difference.
it makes a difference in places that you don't really expect. So that's a recharter thing. Make sure the key three is ready.
That's kind of a recharger thing. That's like the foresight to go and
Yeah.
have your stuff done. Back,
That's all I got.
round them up. This meeting is now dismissed.
Adjourned.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Congratulations.
Once again, thank you for being leaders, thank you for being volunteers.
Quick,
Thank you for everything you do for
quick,
us.
raise a hands type survey.
Summer camp packet.
Anything,
Well,
December, do we wanna do?
we just got in cap stuff straight, so,
like, do we have a league's got anything coming up?
yeah, we're trying to look at, say,